ladies and gentlemen, this is actually the Chinese Dance Fiesta 2025. Once again, we are really happy to have all of you joining us, and it's an event that's organized by Singapore Chinese Dance Theatre in collaboration with Esplanade Theatres on the Bay. So this annual nationwide outreach event first started in 2015, and we aim to bring Chinese dance closer to the community. 当然这个时候先用中文和在场的朋友说晚上好。哦，会听得懂华语的人还真是不少呢。我原本以为没有几个。好，这个时候呢，要感谢各位出席新加坡华族舞蹈剧场主办以及滨海艺术中心联合呈现的一起FUN天活动。我们其实这个活动呢是从2015年开始的，至今呢也已经有10个年头了，也就是说今天其实是第10届了。我们的目的呢是想要把这个华族舞蹈带出剧场，让呢人们能够更贴近的接触它，还有了解这门艺术。所以呢，今天是我们在滨海艺术中心的第2场，也就是舞蹈篇。So ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the second day of the fiesta at Esplanade, and with the beautiful waterfront as the backdrop here at the DBS Foundation Outdoor Theatre, we will be presenting a series of dance performances by dancers from our local groups. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the first performance of this evening. Very beautiful girls, I've seen them earlier. So the very first dance item of the performance is entitled 翩然之影, which also means whisper of grace. Dances between twilight and elegance, as well as revealing the peacock's hidden stories. 今晚的第一支舞呢，是一支来自泰族的创作舞，叫做翩然之影。它会展现出孔雀隐藏的故事，羽毛轻盈飘荡，回响着无声的美丽，邀请孔雀的灵魂自由翱翔。So ladies and gentlemen, these are the dancers from Singapore Chinese Dance Theatre. Please give them a big hand. 来主舞天然之影，掌声送给我们美丽的舞者。That was really detailed. I'm not sure if you realized, but I noticed that they nodded their heads throughout, like, just to mimic what a peacock would likely do, right? So very detailed, and that was also the very first ethnic dance for this evening. Do you know that China is home to 56 ethnic groups, each with their own vibrant dances, costumes, as well as music styles? You will get to discover together with us that every ethnic dance is a vibrant thread in the tapestry of our Chinese heritage. So next up, we will also have a Chinese classical dance, and Chinese classical dance is often described as 诗在身上舞，画在空中行, which means poetry in motion, painting in the air. So the classical dance is going to feature very graceful movements with dancers twirling round fans, creating a breeze like the warmth of spring and a gentle wind. So the elegant motions paint a poetic scene, leaving the audience feeling refreshed and delighted. 当然，舞姿轻盈，团扇轻摇，如春风拂面，温暖的音乐和舞蹈如诗如画，令人心旷神怡。一起来欣赏的是淡滨尼艺术团所呈现的古典舞《日暖风轻》。So ladies and gentlemen, we will now bring you dances from Tampines Art Troupe with warm sun and gentle breeze. A big hand for them, please. Warm Sun and Gentle Breeze by Tampines Art Troupe. And next on the lineup, we have dancers from Joyance Arts Center. They will be presenting to us a performance that made me go, oh, so cute. That's actually Tang Poetry Charm, which blends ancient poetry with classical dance. And inspired by classic Tang poems, let these little young dancers bring the poetry to life, creating a captivating journey through the heart of Tang Dynasty culture. 古诗呢，还有舞蹈巧妙的融合，让我们看看小舞者们如何将诗歌赋予生命，创作出一场引人入胜的唐代文化之旅。请欣赏快乐艺术剧坊所带来的唐诗风韵，掌声有请，还有鼓励，谢谢。 gentlemen, I'm sure this performance make you go, aww. Just like I did, right? So adorable and so skillful at the same time. Alright, so that were the dancers from Joyance Arts Center, and I hope that you have enjoyed the performance. And next, this performance is actually a duet. Longing for home portrayed through delicate yet powerful movements. You will see that the dancer's gaze reaches out, embodying the emotional distance between herself and her homeland. So this piece highlights key elements of Chinese classical dance, the use of the body to convey deep emotional connections, embodying both physical and spiritual longing. 远方的它呢，是天际的一抹霞光，隐隐可见却不可触及。一起来欣赏由艺启所呈现的古典舞《思乡》。So this is Longing, brought to you by 艺启. A big hand for that, please. this is Yiqi. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the both of them once again.